This is a special presentation of 4 Star Sports Media. Welcome to the 4 Star Sports Media College Football Pick'em Show. Now, live from the BA Mask Studios, here's your host, from the Point, Wes Pruitt. To the College Football Roundtable, brought to you by 4 Star Sports Media. I am, of course, not Wes Pruitt tonight. He's actually over there. But joined by Nathan Wilson. What's up, gentlemen?
What's going on, man?
Another day. Wes, how we doing, boss?
I am doing okay, Zach. We'll get into a topic here shortly, but I'm for right now, I'm doing all right, man. I am very excited about talking college football tonight.
So before we get started tonight, if you guys want in on the action, leave us a question or comment on the Heritage Fence Company live fan feedback on YouTube and on Facebook. And a big thank you to BA Masks for sponsoring the show, and across all of our sponsors across the network. So this needed to be addressed because it's something that was weighing heavy on all of our hearts. Last night, everybody knows the events about what happened in the city of Memphis, and 4 Star Sports Media is a Memphis-based media company, and we could not have gone on and done this show if we did not stop. And Wes, I know you and Nate are both close to the city of Memphis, and Nate, you were in the thick of it last night. Tell me how you guys are feeling about all this.
Wes, I'll let you go first, man.
Man, I tell you, and I'm going to do my best to keep my composure when I do this. The city of Memphis is my home. I do not currently live there, but it's always going to be my home. It's where my heart is. It's where my family is. The events that unfolded last night or yesterday into last night it was a heinous act. It was an act of violence that was uncalled for, was unjust, and I hope that justice is served. But I do want to say this to the city of Memphis and its surrounding community. Our thoughts, our prayers are, of course, with you and your family and your safety every day. But I want to say this to the city of Memphis and its community: stay vigilant, keep your eyes peeled, be aware of your surroundings, and more than anything else, make sure that you and your family are safe. To the person that committed this crime last night, I have no words. I'll keep it professional. I don't want to, but I will. But Zach and Nathan, man, I tell you, I was emotional last night, very much so. And I'm hurting for the city, for everyone that's involved. And I also want to say this to the Memphis Police Department and Fire Department and any other first responder in that city. My hat is off to you for what you do for a living. But last night, the Memphis Police Department showed just how strong that department really is. And I have to say thank you to the city of Memphis. There was an active shooter, started yesterday around noon-ish, and he was finally taken into custody around 9:15 last night. He wreaked havoc on the city of Memphis for 9 hours. Like I said, Zach, I am heartbroken for the city of Memphis. It was just, I mean, I know no other way to describe it besides it was just a heinous act that should have never happened.
Nate? We know you live in the city of Memphis, man, and I know you were in the middle of it.
We're on the outskirts of it, but I have friends that were in the middle of it. A good friend of ours with the show, Rick from 4-Star, or Rick, that we've had stuff at Sidecar with him. He was at a Redbirds game during the whole thing. He gave us a little insight. It's bad when a baseball stadium gets evacuated, lights have to be shut off for somebody that just has no heart, no soul to do what he did. Yeah. This is a tough time for Memphis, especially after an event that occurred before all this happened, and it's hitting a lot of people in Memphis. It's hitting us all a lot. And it was something out of a freaking horror movie is what it felt like.
It was modern day GTA.
You didn't know whether or not you could go to the store. You couldn't go to the gas station. You were basically, the safest thing you could do is lock yourself up in your house and try to keep up with it the best you could. And there was tweets going out from the guy. I mean, the dude went Facebook Live and showed everybody this, and I want to send just say to the families that lost loved ones in this, I'm so sorry, and 4-Star is here for y'all, and just everybody, dude, all I can imagine is, and all I could tell you about it was a nightmare. You were worried. The guy sent out tweets. And this guy, if a lot of people that tuned in could tune into and see the Facebook, the comments he made. This guy had no care in the world. His goal was kind of to get to Chicago, the murder capital.
Yeah, he wasn't going to make it.
No, he wasn't going to make it. But
the thing about it though is, we are Memphis. We stand together. We are not. An incident happened last year in Carterville, and everybody gathered around and was together for that, for Carver Strong. This is 901 Strong now.
Yep.
We got each other's backs over here in Memphis, and shout out to the MPD, Memphis Police, for doing their job and doing an amazing job to keep everybody safe. They were on it from the get-go, trying to track this guy down. And shout out to DeSoto County. Shout out to Arkansas over there in West Memphis, highway patrols. I mean, everyone. It was a scary moment, and our thoughts and prayers go out to the families that lost loved ones and the ones that were hurt during this incident.
You guys are absolutely right, and like these two guys said, our prayers and thoughts go out to those affected by this in the city of Memphis. But let's talk about something a little bit more while we're here tonight, fellas. And by the way, if you guys want to keep up to date, visit 4star.live to stay up to date for all things college football and sports related around the 4-Star brand. We've got some big things happening in the future. All right, guys. So I want to jump right into this because this was probably the most interesting week one that I've been a part of in the last couple of years. There was a couple of surprises. There was a couple of we'll call them overreactions. So Nate, we're going to start with you. What were some of the overreactions that you guys had coming out of week one?
I think about it. I'd much rather Wes go to this because I got a list. I don't want to take Wes's away. So Wes, I want to let you go first right quick, and then I'll take over after you, man.
I'm not trying to be a homer, but I think I think a lot of the overreaction was from a Memphis fan base that I'll be honest with you, half the damn fans that were bitching about the Mississippi State game wasn't even at the game. They were 700 miles away watching it on TV complaining and then telling people, well, you got to go to the game. That's how the team's going to get to the big Power 5 conference. Shut up. Nobody's listening to that crap. But here's the deal. Memphis did not play well in the first half, but what they did, Zach, is second half they came out and they fought. They played better in the second half. They gave the Memphis fans that were there something to believe in moving forward into this week's game against Navy, which we'll get into here shortly. But my overreaction is the fan base of Memphis just making asinine comments.
Yeah, and we'll jump into this later on in the show when we pick games and stuff. But the biggest adjustment that they made was at halftime, which is exactly what they needed to make. Yeah. So, Nate, do you still need time? Because I can give my overreactions if you need a little bit more time.
No, I got an overreaction for you.
All right.
I've seen a lot of people down this man the other day, and they shouldn't have. He did a hell of a job, and I'm talking about Mike Norvell at Florida State.
I thought he was talking about Brian Kelly. Go ahead.
I thought he was going to say Brian Kelly too, but
no. Brian Kelly. I don't have good words to say about Brian Kelly. I'm not a big fan, but Mike Norvell played one hell of a game. He capitalized on the mistakes. He did, yes, make mistakes in the game, and Florida State didn't make mistakes unless you capitalized on it. But you have to see what Mike Norvell did. He kept the guys focused on this game. He had the lead, and Florida State kept fighting. This was a Florida State team that I see can upset a lot of teams moving forward. And a lot of people would doubt, no, this is just a fluke. This doesn't happen all the time. It's 2 good games, and now he's going to choke the rest of the season. No, that ain't what's going on. Mike Norvell's got these guys playing ball like they should be. This Florida State's rebuilt, and they got a quarterback that's being calm in the pocket, making big plays. I mean, the dude, y'all going to have to correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe 2 touchdowns is what I believe he had. But also to mention that he had a rush. He ran for, oh, man, what was it? Yeah, he had 2 touchdowns. I was right about that, 260 yards passing. But he was unbelievable the whole night. Mm-hmm. And this whole team was good. And here's my reaction, and I want to say this. You have the top wide receiver in the SEC, and Kayshon Boutte, and he gets his first catch.
Boutte. It's Boutte.
Did he just call him Booty?
It's Boutte. Oh, that's good stuff. That's going to be an audio clip.
Hey, look.
We are redoing the intro, and that is going on it.
Okay, listen. But back to what I was saying, Boutte, he had 3 targets before he finally caught his first pass. Guys, that's not good. And from what I've heard,
he is entering the portal.
He's not going anywhere. I talked to Ron Higgins about. Oh, is he? Because I was gonna say last I heard, I talked to Ron Higgins, and Ron said that.
You know where he's going? Right here, buddy.
The hell he is. He is. He's not. No,
we were chasing after him. We were going after him before he decided to go back to LSU.
I can promise you he's not staying in the SEC. He will probably end up on the West Coast somewhere.
I mean, but here's the thing. We talk about overreactions. Is that not an overreaction by that player? You have a bad game. You have
absolutely
a bad game.
It is.
You drop 3 passes.
Oh, absolutely. It's an overreaction.
You remove LSU from your Instagram and all your social media. I mean, rightfully so. He did that so the fans wouldn't come after him. And as we've seen, fans are ruthless in today's day and age. But I mean, like I said,
I was going to say, have you seen social media?
Oh, Lord, yes. I mean, like I said, I talked to Ron Higgins.
I'm looking at it right now.
Ron Higgins with the LSU. He's a beat writer for LSU. Been covering them for 30 years. Ron said that he was at film study on Sunday. So the whole rumor as of Saturday of, he's leaving. As of Saturday, Sunday, he had not gone anywhere. More may have transpired this week, though.
Well, and again, we'll get to my overreactions here in a second. He might try to stay one more game, but for all intents and purposes, it's pointing to him going to the portal.
And the other thing that I found really funny is that, did y'all see the deal with Brian Kelly where he started his press conference 3 minutes early? Okay.
Wait. Don't
Oh,
steal
sorry.
it. Don't
Go ahead. My
Don't
bad.
steal it.
Go ahead.
Steal it.
My bad. Go ahead.
You're stepping on my toes, Wes.
My fault.
No.
My fault, man.
All right, so I got a couple. Oregon, overrated. Highly overrated. Dude, the only touchdown Oregon got was when their plane hit the touchdown back in
Georgia's that good.
Back in Eugene.
I don't think they're that bad. I think Georgia's that good.
But and that was my second thing. Is Georgia that good, or is Oregon really that bad? Okay, number two. Let's take a trip down to Baton Rouge.
Baton Rouge.
And Brian Kelly starts his press conference 3 minutes early. Well, the one of the reporters comes in, and he kind of takes a jab at her, and she, quick as a whip, goes, "Well, if you'd win, I'd be on time."
So, funny story. A guy that we had on recently, Tony Siracusa, actually knows that woman, and she had left the doctor's office. She was at a doctor's appointment. She left the doctor's office and came to the press conference. Well, Brian Kelly started it early. That's on him. You can't complain about the media being late when you started early. That's not their fault.
Are you kidding me? Brian Kelly didn't even, during his comments during the whole game, look at his face. It was literally like he was having thoughts in his head saying, "I should have stayed at Notre Dame. I want to go back to Notre Dame."
I've seen wet mops with more of a personality than Brian Kelly has. Seriously.
Now, this isn't an overreaction, but I have to, since we're talking about LSU, Coach Ed Orgeron was at the Little Rock Touchdown Club this week talking to our fan base, and he was talking about his exit from LSU, and he says they came and they sat me down. We had a meeting, and he says, "Coach, things aren't looking too good." Coach looks at him and says, "Well, no, Joe, Ray Charles could have seen that." And they said, "You've got $17.1 million. We're going to have to cut you loose." And he goes, "You got $17 million left on your contract, and we're going to give it to you." Without skipping a beat, Coach O says, "Which door you want me out of and what time you want me gone?"
So, Zach, we met him at Ouachita last year, but Rex Nelson is the MC of the Little Rock Touchdown Club. Shout out to Rex Nelson, man.
It's actually David Basil, but I'll give it to you.
Yeah, but Rex is involved, I know.
Yeah.
Rex does an incredible job, as does David Basil, with the Little Rock Touchdown Club. And this makes 3 weeks in a row that Little Rock Touchdown, or the 4, that Little Rock Touchdown Club has gotten national attention.
So this one coming up is Paul Feinbaum, and it is a sellout.
They got Dumbo? They got Dumbo to come? That's cool.
I think they got Dumbo to get here.
Wow.
But
he's gonna fly those are big ass ears.
The other overreaction, and I if you want to call it an overreaction or you just want to call it sheer dumb luck, is that everybody is kind of opening their eyes and going, "This is the longest Vanderbilt's led the SEC, ever." And they do. They hold a 1-game lead over everybody else because they played week 0. So yes, they are 2-0, looking to become 3-0, and they are one of the games we're going to talk about later in the show. But that's not going to last long. Conference play is going to start, and you're going to see the big dogs come out, and we've got some big games this week. But I want to kind of shift gears. Technically we're 2 weeks into the season, and now you're starting to see where some of these teams are at this point. Now, granted, most teams now, especially in the Power 5, are playing FCS schools. You don't really get to see where they are logistically because they're putting up ungodly numbers. But I wanted to ask you guys, give me 1, 2 coaches that could have a hot seat, a warm seat, and an ice cold seat. So give me 3. 1 that's an ice cold, 1 that's kind of lukewarm, and another one where he is on fire. And Wes, we'll start with you, buddy.
I would say I'll start with lukewarm, and I'll keep it in Memphis. I think right now Ryan Silverfield's seat's probably a little bit warm based on last week's game. Not as far as from not from an administration standpoint, but from a fan base standpoint. I think this Memphis fan base is becoming very frustrated with Ryan Silverfield. But I will say this: that game against Mississippi State meant nothing. Memphis can still attain every season goal.
Oh yeah, definitely, because it doesn't count because they're it's not a conference game.
Exactly. Now,
I say it doesn't count. I mean, every game counts, but
I think a seat that is cold is Clark Lee, the Vanderbilt head coach. That seat is ice cold right now. That fan base is excited about him, and I like Clark Lee. I think Clark Lee is going to do an incredible job at Vanderbilt, and I think we're starting to see it now.
He dropped 60 points 2 weeks in a row.
Vanderbilt scored over 100 points for the first time since 1935.
I'll tell you who else.
In the first 2 weeks, they've scored over 100 points. They've never done that. I mean, it's been a long time.
I'll tell you who's also got an ice cold seat. The man that is the top of the mountain. Look, you see Nate down there smiling. Down there smiling.
Oh, yeah.
Saban, look, the man, I just learned this about Saban. If he's not in the top 3 of the highest paid coaches, they renegotiate his contract every year to be in the top 3.
It's a clause in his contract. He has to be the highest paid coach every year. That's in his contract.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the man and Miss Terry's fixing to open up a damn hotel, so he's going to be making bank.
I mean, he already makes bank. He owns 3 BMW dealerships.
Pop quiz, though. Who is the second highest paid coach in the NCAA?
Dabo Swinney.
I hate you. Go away.
He signed a 10-year, $115 million extension today.
Yeah. Nate, who you got? Give me 3. Give me your ice cold. Give me your – that's not Nick Saban or Dabo Swinney. Give me your lukewarm and give me a hot seat.
Oh, hold on. I didn't do my hot seat.
Well, hurry up, dude.
Oh, my bad. My hot seat right now, the obvious would be Brian Kelly, but I don't want to go there. I think somebody whose seat might be getting hot is – man, that's hard. It really is. Mac Brown, I think, seat might be getting a little warm out at North Carolina.
See, I don't.
Yeah. Don't do. I mean, Florida Atlantic ran for over 300 yards on them first week, and then you turn around and you give up 40 unanswered points in the fourth quarter to Appalachian State, who, hot take, I think is going to beat Texas A&M this week, but we'll go back to that later. I think Mac Brown may be under a little bit of pressure in Chapel Hill.
Yeah, I can agree. Nate, what you got, buddy? Nate, unmute your mic, buddy.
Sorry, guys. My hot seat, I'm going to start with the hot seat. Hot seat, Scott Frost. That first game of the season, man, that's a hurt. And, I know he had the game just over the weekend, this past weekend, and I believe they ended up beating North Dakota, but they only beat them 38-17. And I like what Will Banks is saying about Brian Kelly. Brian Kelly's seat, it's getting hot, and John said, I forgot, said the Charlotte's head coach.
Will Healy. That's a good point. That's a good point.
Good point. But my lukewarm seat is I'm just gonna go ahead and give it to him. I'm gonna give it to Brian Kelly. I'll say Brian Kelly is my lukewarm, just because that game against Florida State, he could have won that game. He had several times. Special teams was just hit and miss for them. Just watching it just made you.
There wasn't no hit. There was a lot of missing.
I was going to say, there wasn't no hitting. There was a lot of misses.
No, I'm talking about the hit for Florida State, the misses on LSU.
Now, all right, let me and I promise I'm not trying to cut you off, Nathan. And Zach, I promise I'm not trying to ramrod the show either. Let me ask you this.
Yes, you are.
If Mike Norvell does not call a very questionable pitch play on the 1 yard line and they don't fumble, are we still having the same conversation?
No. Why would you pitch it on the 1 yard line? Even the commentators were asking, why would you pitch it on the 1 yard line instead of just walking it in or running, play action, quarterback draw. All right. run it up the middle or something. But a pitch play?
Yeah.
I've played Madden games on the Xbox that you know better than to pitch it on the 1 yard line. I mean, what is this? John L. Smith taking a knee on the one?
I'm just saying, I think if that play doesn't happen, I know if that play doesn't happen, we're not having this conversation.
No. Now, so I'm here are mine. Hot seat 100%.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah, Nate's not done.
Nate's not done yet. See, Wes has got us all thrown off, Nate. Thrown off, Nate.
Bruh, I got a cold seat. You ready for my cold seat? And I hope y'all see the comments that I just said.
Oh shit.
Yep. You can bleep me later.
Easy.
You can bleep me later.
Easy.
Really?
Uh-oh. Oh, crap.
Billy fucking Napier, baby!
Hey, that's a hell of a win right there.
Florida's back. Florida beat Utah. Just amazing game. I'm going to give it to him. And, hey, no.
He's fired up. I got no problem with it.
Former UAB, Alabama, baby. Former UAB coach coming in, coached up Florida. Everybody was starting to doubt him. No, this is a rebuild season. He just took down the number 7 team in the nation that was picked to win the Pac-12. Took it over, made Utah his. I ain't gonna say that word.
Whoa!
Wait, you'll drop one, but you won't drop the other. I mean,
I was gonna say, wait.
The SEC's back. The SEC is stronger than ever. Florida's back. The old Florida's back. He made Utah his bitch. And, oh yeah, I said it.
There it is.
But here's the thing.
There it is. That's 2. We got some serious editing to do before we release this thing.
Yeah.
No. But here's the thing, guys. Serious talk. Everybody talked that Florida. The only time Florida was ever good was Urban Meyer era. Urban Meyer
had him rolling. Yeah.
Spurrier had him rolling in there at some point. So,
but I'm talking about Dan Mullen's gone. Urban Meyer's gone. It's Billy Napier's time. Let the man take over. He's going to – Florida, here's my prediction. Here's my hot take right here. I'm going to go ahead and say it. Florida's going to be top of the SEC East this year, number 2.
Number 2?
Behind Florida. Behind Georgia.
Okay, all right. You said top of the SEC, and I was like,
I said East. I said SEC East.
And I was like, I heard the East part, but I'm going, do you not remember Georgia's just like steamrolling everybody still?
Yeah.
But go ahead.
So my hot seat, Scott Frost out of Nebraska. Dude's gonna have to do something. And lukewarm's gonna be Brian Kelly, and I'm gonna and I'm gonna stay home, and I'm gonna say the coldest seat's Sam Pittman right now.
Not as cold as that beer, though.
Yeah, not as cold as that beer.
Hey! I'm not advocating.
Not advocating, but I do like a cold beer every now and then.
And that kind of, Nate, that kind of segues into our next topic is the hottest topics coming out of week 1, and dude, I'm gonna go with Florida upsetting Utah.
Good job.
We did not know anything about this Florida team. And quite honestly, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I thought that this was not going to be a pretty year for Florida. And, dude, I was dead ass wrong.
Mm-hmm. Jonathan Startervant brings up a good point. He says, shout out to Florida and their athletic department for helping Utah with hotels during their mechanical problems on the charter flight after the game. Definitely great point there, John. Got to give kudos to the athletic department there at Florida. And I tell you guys, if there's not a hotter name on the Heisman Trophy list right now than Anthony Richardson, I'd like to know who it is. That guy,
Will Anderson,
skyrocket. I'm just saying, as far as a climber on the peak, freaking Anthony Richardson's getting there quickly.
Yeah,
that play he made on that 2-point conversion where he jumped, fake pumped the dude, that was nasty.
Yeah, that was good. But I'm still going to say that Will Anderson's in the running too, and his stock's rising too.
I mean, right now
you don't have a Kenny Pickett. You don't have. Right. I mean, Bryce Young. He's Alabama. But
I mean, so right now, just to throw this out there, my 5 Heisman would be Bryce Young, Will Anderson, Stetson Bennett. I don't think Stetson's
Brad.
still winning.
Brad.
And then I would say Anthony Richardson, and then I'm going to throw Will Rogers in there, the Mississippi State quarterback. Because listen to me. Here's my reasoning. He's going to put up a shitload of numbers this year. Look at what he did last week.
We're just throwing the censorship right out the window this week, huh?
Well, I mean, kind of. But I mean, I'm just saying, like, I think Will Rogers is going to continuously get better throughout the season. And as we know in that offense, they're going to put up yards. No question.
So, guys, coming in on the Heritage Fence Company live fan feedback, Brad Staten's got jokes tonight. I mean, he's cracking them left and right. He's wanting to know if Chad Morris is coaching anywhere. He's an offensive analyst for South Florida. And then he says, what about Spencer Rattler? Let me tell you something. If you put up 12 points against the FCS school, you're not going to win the damn Heisman. I'm just going to tell you that.
No,
I mean,
he threw 2 picks last week. It's just not.
12 points, y'all. 12 points.
Wait.
If it wasn't for their special teams, they don't win that game.
No. Look, now we are picking the Arkansas-South Carolina game, right?
Yes,
all right, I'll say my stuff.
Save it for the game. Save it for the picks. Josh Wilwick says, what happened to KJ? KJ's not there yet. I'm an Arkansas guy. Y'all know me. My name's not Razorback Zach for nothing. KJ's not there yet.
No, he's not.
No, he's not. He's not there yet.
But the other thing is that KJ would have to throw for more yards than Bryce Young did last year, and I just don't see him doing it.
And unfortunately, KJ's running for his life sometimes when he doesn't need to. So, yeah, I hate to say it, KJ may not be in the conversation like we thought we would. Now, we've only played one game, and everybody's going to start hating me. Well, you're throwing negative. You're not a real Razorback fan. Look, y'all know me. I'm a realist. All right? I'm a realist. I call it like I see it. And KJ is just not there to be in the conversation yet. Yeah. Julie's absolutely right. He doesn't have the protection, but we're going to jump into that later on. Wes, give me your hot topic out of week 1.
Man, hot topic out of week 1. It's the fan bases. The fan bases of all these schools. I mean, if you look, the Florida State fan base is pissed off. The LSU fan base is pissed off. Hell, the Arkansas fan base is pissed off.
Oh, wait. Let me hold on. Hold on. Let me come to the defense of Razorback Nation. They're not pissed at the team. The logistics of what happened on game 1 getting into the stadium is what they're mad at. The university.
I heard a lot of fans up there where I was sitting that were just like, "We're missing tackles. What's going on, Barry Odom?"
Sam. Look, now we you ain't lying there. You ain't lying there. But the majority of the fan base that was there Saturday is pissed off at the way that they implemented the new rules and the new ways to get into the stadium. I mean, you and I walked into the stadium. And they were halfway through the first quarter. There were still people trying to get into the stadium. Yeah. It's first game. There's brand new regulations that they're bringing in. So it's not that they're mad at the team.
Yeah, I get it.
So Nate, I know you're hopping in and out here, buddy. But Wes, did you have your topics done?
No, just fan bases around the nation that I think are just overreact on everything. I mean, just let the season play out. Let things happen and then be mad and then be upset.
So, Nate, what is your hot topic of the week coming out of week 1?
Hot topic. All right, I'm going to say that Houston UTSA game. Anybody that tuned into it, it was a hell of a game.
I missed that when I was traveling back from Fayetteville.
Clayton Tune. I'm gonna put a new name in the Heisman. Clayton Tune. Quarterback out of Houston. I'm going to give the man some credit. That drive he made, he literally dove into the end zone and got windmilled like a son of a gun, but scored the touchdown for him. So I'm going to give him that on my hot take. But let me ask you something. Chad Morris, we were talking about it earlier, right? Would y'all say? Wait, Zach, you're going to think this funny. You're going to get a kick out of this. Hey,
man,
what'd y'all say?
You know Arkansas fans got a hard on for that guy, so be careful.
Look,
here.
Between that and Bobby P coming back home, but coming back to Fayetteville for the first time next week.
Is that blonde? No. Okay, never mind.
I'm gonna kick you.
Wait. Where's Chad Morris at? Where's he at?
South Florida.
He's
South Florida.
Offensive analyst, yeah.
Offensive. Wow, that's pretty good. You know, the closest thing he's going to be to a head coach is if he picks up a controller and starts playing Madden right now as a head coach.
Oh, that is great. Before we go to break, if you guys want to follow us on Twitter, Wes is at 4-Star Sports West. Nathan is at Nathan SSMLLC, and I am at Razorback Zach 1. You're watching the College Football Roundtable on the 4-Star Sports Radio Network. Back in 60 seconds.
Hey fans, did you know that 4-Star Sports Media now has a YouTube channel? You can catch exclusive content covering all things Memphis Tigers and the Arkansas Razorbacks. Shows like The Point, and the only show on social media about the Arkansas Razorbacks that is purely fan-driven, Inside the Hog Pen. Plus other shows like The Hog Trough, The 4-Star Sports Show, and many more coming soon. So check them out today. Go on YouTube.com and search 4-Star Sports Media.
Welcome back to the College Football Roundtable on the 4-Star Sports Radio Network. Razorback Zach holding it down here in Central Arkansas from inside the hog pen. From The Point, we've got Wes Pruitt and Nathan Wilson. All right, guys, so it's time to pick our games. But before we do that, I want to jump into the Heritage Fence Company live fan feedback. Let me hit this button right here because I'm having too much fun with these buttons over here. All right, there we go. Some of these guys, they were talking about Chad Morris before the break. He said Chad Morris will lose his motorcycle again. Will Banks, that you're getting two coaches mixed up there, buddy. And then Brad Staten said that the UTSA's head coach and offensive coordinator were Arkansas products, but Lunny is now the offensive coordinator under Brett Bielema at Illinois. And I think the head coach at UTSA is still
Jeff Traylor.
Still at you, Kevin Trainer. Kevin Trainer. Trailer, trainer, same thing. Same freaking thing to me. Same freaking thing. All right, so we've come to what's become one of my favorite parts of the show, and this is where we get to pick the games every week. Now, I was at the last pick'em show that we had. I was at the UCA game, and that was an experience. That was interesting. That was interesting.
Different.
So we're going to start out with, and these are in order as by kickoff time. That's the only order that these are in, and we're going to start with the Heritage Fence Company on the fence game of the week, and that is that is Wake Forest at Vanderbilt. They're coming to Nashville, 11 a.m. kickoff on the SEC Network. Both teams are undefeated. Vanderbilt's 2-0. Wake Forest is 1-0 and a 13-point favorite. Nate, does Vanderbilt move to 3-0? Unmute your mic there, Nate.
Like I said, I love seeing Vanderbilt 2-0 right now. This is big for them. And I know Wake Forest is, and somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but Sam Hartman's coming back.
Yep.
Will he be playing in this game starting?
Yep.
He will be in.
If he doesn't start, I'd be surprised.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'm anchoring down. Give me Vandy in this game. I'm going with Vanderbilt. I like how they're playing right now. Mike Wright looks great at quarterback, speedster as a quarterback at that. So, yeah, give me Vandy in this one. Vandy beats Wake Forest.
All right. Wes, what do you think? Does Vandy pull off and go 3-0?
Well, Vanderbilt, this Saturday will be the 17th meeting between these two teams. Vanderbilt currently holds a 10-6 edge in this series. Last game was played in 2013, and Vanderbilt won that game 23-21. Vandy has won the last 3 meetings between these two teams. I think Sam Hartman is going to have a little bit of a what's the word I'm looking for here? Recovery issue, maybe a little jet lag, maybe that's not the right term. But give me Vanderbilt to go 3-0 and knock off Wake Forest. I think it's close. I think it's very close. But I think Clark Lee. Now, guys, real quick, Clark Lee had a quote this week, and he said the following. Hold on one second. He said, "We're happy to be 2-0 to have a chance to play this Wake Forest game. I'm excited for our team. Wake Forest has become a standard bearer, winning through differentiation and head coach, who is Dave Clawson, who's a friend of mine and who I have a ton of respect for, has built a great program there and going to be a fun team to compete against. Guys, give me Vandy. Give me Clark Lee to start the season 3-0 and put a little pressure on the SEC."
Okay. All right. Well, junior quarterback Mike Wright set a program record 6 touchdowns against Elon last week, 4 through the air, 2 on the ground. He is the first ever Vanderbilt quarterback to do that in a single game, to account for 6 of the team's touchdowns in a single game. I don't think Wake Forest has all the pieces to keep this going. I think Vandy keeps rolling and they go to 3-0. So give me Vanderbilt.
Wow. Nice.
All right, our next game up is one that has been the talk of the offseason, one of the many that is the talk of the offseason, and that is our 4-Star Sports game of the week. Number 1, Alabama travels to Austin to take on the Texas Longhorns. Both teams 1-0. Alabama comes in as a 20-point favorite. Another 11 a.m. kickoff on Fox. Wes, who you got in this big showdown?
Guys, let me ask you a quick trivia question on this series real quick. How many times has Alabama beat Texas in their history?
It's a very good question.
I'll answer it quickly for you. 1 time back in 2010 for the national championship. Texas leads this series 7-1 right now. They also are up 2-0 in Austin. Of course, they've got Quinn Ewers and his various mullet that he's got.
Let's hope he doesn't get his car towed.
Yeah, exactly. The largest win for Texas in this series came in 1920, which was a 20-0 victory. And then they also did it again in 1947, winning by 20. The biggest one for Alabama came in that national championship game in 2010, 37-21. And I think Nick Saban and the Tide keep rolling. I think this game is close for about a quarter, and then Alabama rolls. Alabama runs them out of the stadium. And rumor has it, if Texas loses, Quinn Ewers is going to snip that mullet off, fellas. So we may be seeing Quinn Ewers without that glorious mullet he's got.
Nate, before you start, I found another piece that we're going to put in this intro, and that's Wes doing one of these. I mean, I'd pay big money to see that again. So you're going with Bama. All right, Nate, I'm going to go ahead and go, and then I'm going to give you the floor because you are the resident Alabama fan, which I'm sorry about. Wow. I didn't realize that's all it took for him to disappear. I'll take it to win in my book. Now, give me a reason to pick against Alabama. It's Nick Saban, 15 years strong. He has got an unstoppable force. Sark does not have what it takes to stand up, and there is a flash flood warning of Longhorn tears in Darrell Royal Stadium. Give me the Tide. Give me the Tide big. And I'm going to go throw up now because I just said roll Tide.
One more quick fact before you get started, Nathan. Nick Saban has never defeated a team that lost to Kansas in the year prior. The last time he played a team that lost to Kansas in the year prior was Louisiana Monroe, and Louisiana Monroe beat Alabama that year. It's a very interesting stat that I dug up over the week. I don't think that continues. I think Bama rolls. Go ahead, Dick.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and say this. This game is going to be a big matchup, however you look at it. It's going to be a good road test for Alabama, especially in a hostile environment as in Austin, Texas. And everybody knows when you play Texas at home, it's tough. And word is, I've told y'all, $1 Million Band will not be attending with Alabama on this game, which sucks, but, it's okay. But also that Alabama will also be facing off against a former wide receiver, apparently, in Aggie Hall. Hall was, as many of you probably didn't know, was at Alabama, played in the championship game, then transferred over to Texas, where he was suspended, arrested, a lot of trouble, and then all of a sudden they're saying that his suspension has been lifted for this game. Coincidence, which is fine. This is going to be a good matchup. Brian Robinson, I've seen a lot of Texas players talk, a lot of smack, saying don't be shocked if Texas beats, or we won't be shocked if we beat Alabama. Nobody should be shocked by that. Brian Robinson, he's going to get his Heisman, if he's a Heisman running back, it's going to be put to the test against Alabama's defense. But also, speaking as an Alabama fan, Will Anderson's going to be is excited about this. And when you get Will Anderson excited, be ready to see something. He cannot wait to face off against this Texas offense, especially in Brian Robinson as running back. Quentin Ewers, I'll give him some credit. He's a hell of a quarterback. Quentin Ewers, I'm sorry, I got to make sure I say that right. But when you look at him compared to Bryce Young, both of them are QB-wise. A lot of people would say that Quinn's a lot better quarterback than Bryce Young in the ratings if you looked at him. But in this game, it's going to test Bryce out in a away situation. He's handled a lot of away games very calm in the pocket. You're going to see Bryce Young probably run, make a lot of quick decisions, and you're going to see a lot of freshman wide receivers come out for Alabama in this game, and I'm glad that we gave them a lot of reps in the game against Utah State. But when you look at this matchup, guys, it's going to be a dogfight. It's going to be close at the beginning, but I'm going to say it as easy as possible. Horns down. Bama takes this game. This is one of those welcome to the SEC number 2s again. Alabama's going to come in ready to fight this Texas Longhorn team. And, guys, it's going to be a good game to watch.
All right. So that is your 4-Star Sports Media Game of the Week. Number 1, Alabama travels to Austin, Texas. The next game, I'm doing this in order. I know we did things a little bit different last year, but I'm doing these in order of kickoff. So our next game on the list is one of my favorites that I will be at. If you want to come hang out with me, I'll be in Bomb East. It is South Carolina travels to Fayetteville to take on the number 16 Arkansas Razorbacks. Arkansas comes in favorited in a rare form, Wes. Favored in an SEC game that doesn't happen. Arkansas has not been favored in a lot of SEC matchups. 11 a.m. kickoff on ESPN. Wes, I mean, the South Carolina, Spencer Rattler, South Carolina, based on what they did at Georgia State, I don't know if they're all the hype because they were the media darlings in the offseason.
Yeah, let me start by saying this. I do like Shane Beamer. I think Shane Beamer's done an incredible job at South Carolina thus far, and I think he'll continue to do that. Zach, quick question for you. Inside this series, what is Arkansas's record versus South Carolina in Fayetteville? Do you have the number?
In Fayetteville?
Yeah.
I want to say it's 5-2, if I'm not mistaken, because I think they're 3-1 in Little Rock, 5-2 in Fayetteville, and I think the overall is like 13-10, 13-11.
13-10. So the last time South Carolina visited Fayetteville was 2013. They scored the most points that's ever been scored by South Carolina in this series. They beat Arkansas 52-7. But I will say this: the past 3 out of 5 times they've come to Fayetteville, Arkansas has come away with a win. Man, I tell you, this is another thing. The last Arkansas running back to have 100 yards against South Carolina was who, Zach? You want to answer it for you? 2010.
No.
2010.
It was Nile Davis, wasn't it?
Yes, 2010, Nile Davis, 22 rushes, 110 yards. I think Arkansas.
And he had what do you have, 4 touchdowns, 2 touchdowns, something like that?
He had 3 touchdowns.
Okay.
I think that Arkansas has not one running back that does it this week. I think they have 2. When you include Dominic Johnson, who had the green jersey off of him this week in practice, so everybody is saying he's going to start or not start the play. But I tell you what, when you look at what Raheem Sanders did last week, Rocket Sanders, starting his first game as an Arkansas Razorback, turning around, rushing for over 100 yards, hitting the century mark again. I think this is going to be a battle. South Carolina's got really good special teams play. That's a Beamer ball thing. All the Beamers have had that with their teams. Their secondary is pretty good on the back end of their defense. I think Arkansas is going to run the ball all over them. And I think KJ just has to be just good enough. And I think Arkansas comes away with the win. I think it's going to be a little bit close, like I said last week with Cincinnati, which turned out to be a very close game. Probably shouldn't have been, but it was. I think Arkansas wins this game by 10 points.
All right. Nate, you going to jump on that? You going to jump on that hog bandwagon?
I'm going to say this, and then I'll tell you my pick. Here's the thing about this game, and I said I was going to rip into this guy once we got to talking about it. Spencer Rattler. Let me tell you something about Spencer Rattler. Oklahoma, he got his feelings hurt because he got replaced by Caleb Williams, who turned out to be a better quarterback than him. Then all of a sudden, Spencer Rattler decides, hey, I'm going to go to South Carolina. I'm going to go to the SEC because I'm good enough to play in the SEC. No, you're not, buddy. I'm sorry. You had 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions against Georgia State. Okay? I watched the game. Nah, not impressed at all. Anybody that even puts the man in a Heisman race, y'all need to go to the hospital. Y'all need to be DUI checked. You need to get your hair follicles checked for all kinds of drugs because y'all are on some shit if y'all think Spencer Rattler is in a Heisman race. I mean, seriously, the guy couldn't make it at Oklahoma for crying out loud. We could send KJ Jefferson to Oklahoma, and he'd be like the number 1 quarterback in the nation right now. You could send any quarterback over there right now. Hell, I'll go as far as I would send Alabama's 3rd-string quarterback to Oklahoma, and he would be the best quarterback in the Big 12.
I will give you $1 right now if you can name Alabama's 3rd-string backup quarterback.
Ty Simpson.
Me?
Ty Simpson.
He's right.
Yeah, what's up?
Well, you got to pay up, Zach. Cash out. Get that cash out.
I want my money. Where's my money?
I got 4 quarters around here somewhere. Hang on, let me check the couch. Hold on. Add it to my tab. I got you next week.
It's okay. It's okay. But here's the thing. Sam Pittman, I backed Sam Pittman up before last year. I backed him up when everybody doubted him against Texas. Yeah, I'm calling y'all guys out on this thing right now. I backed Sam Pittman up when he played Texas last year and beat Texas. And I'm backing Sam Pittman up. He is the best, and Zach, Don't get a don't.
Easy.
Don't get excited about what I say. Look, Sam Pittman is the heart and
It's a
soul
family
of this
show.
Arkansas football.
Not
program.
tonight.
Listen to me. He is a hell of a coach. He's doing amazing things at Arkansas, and he's put Arkansas. And I said this last week, and Zach, you weren't on. I had 2 dark horses that could beat Alabama. Arkansas is one of them.
You know,
You heard.
I would.
But let me finish. Let me finish.
All right.
He's got this Arkansas program on the map, and this game against South Carolina ain't even going to be close. It's going to be a blowout. I'm going to say 35-14 final score.
Damn.
I'm going to give KJ 3 touchdowns again this game. I'm going to give him one on I'll give him one on the ground on this one. I'm going to give and I'll go ahead and call it right now. What did I say? 35-14?
Mm-hmm.
35-14. And no disrespect to Beamer at all. He's a heck of a coach. I like what he's doing at South Carolina. But Spencer Rattler ain't your quarterback, brother. You better be looking into your backups in this game, because that's not the quarterback that's going to win you a football game here. You got to have faith in your quarterback, like Sam Pittman does in KJ Jefferson, to let the man just take total control of this offense and do what he does best. So KJ Jefferson, 3 touchdowns, 35-14. Arkansas blows these cocky Gamecocks out of the water.
So this is probably it's my turn now. A lot of
You're the only one left.
I mean, save the best for last.
Process of elimination.
Right? So we broke this down a lot last night on Inside the Hog Pen. If you guys didn't check that out, check it out before game day. I'm going to piggyback off a couple things Nate said. Spencer Rattler is not all he's cracked up to be. I mean, again, 12 points in the first quarter or in the first half against an FCS school. Come on, dude. I mean, Arkansas played a top 25 team and they were blanked in the first half. Okay.
That was a physical game.
If that doesn't show you the toughness of this team that 24 games ago was ran out of the stadium by Western Kentucky, was jacked around by North Texas. Look at where this team is now. So I'm going to take a page out of Houston Nutt's book, and I'm going to say the following. I've only got a few things to say, and I have it written down here. Touchdown, Arkansas! Give me the Hogs!
I think the Hogs win. I think it's going to be a good game.
I will be there live. Bomb East, if you guys are are going to the game. For those of you watching, if you're going to be in the game, I'll be at Bomb East, directly across from the Razorback Ticket Center at Bomb Stadium. Come hang out. Come have breakfast with me, and I will get you guys in the mood for the game at 11 a.m. Whoo, boy. The Coke, the
Go to the
Colas,
game.
and the Mountain
Zach
Dews.
gets you in the mood.
I mean, I got to make money somehow. It's a dog-eat-dog world. Nate, don't you say a word. I know. No. Shut up. All right, next game. We're moving on. Next game. Because we have completely gone off the rails here on the college football roundtable. Next game. Number 24, Tennessee, 1-0 on the season, travels to Pittsburgh to take on the Pitt Panthers.
Shit.
Look,
yeah.
Hey,
yeah.
What happened? Hey, what happens on live? You just go with it. Oh man, Tennessee.
You said it. We didn't. I didn't say that
know.
we were gonna. Somebody's gonna come to the game and get in the mood because you're there. I didn't say that. That was you.
I mean. All right, you know what? We've come off the rails. The South Carolina Gamecocks. Maybe that was not the right words to say. So
Zach's gonna be cocky at the game.
I mean, who walks? That's the other thing. Who walks around you got the Go Tigers, you got Roll Tide, you got Go Hogs. Who in the hell walks by and goes, Go Cox?
They do.
Like,
hey, now I will.
You
admit,
gotta be confident
that you could buy at Lids that said like beavers, cocks. I had the one that
Pigs.
said cocks. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah,
Pigs, Todd. I mean,
remember those Nathan back in high school? Remember we all had the cocks and beavers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta have some kind of confidence level to walk through a Walmart there in South Carolina and Columbia and walk by and go, hey, Go Cox.
Hey, look, I think and I might be
Their
wrong about
mascot
this,
is
but-
named Cocky. That's the name of
No,
him.
it's not.
It's not. It's not the Cock Commander anymore. It's Big Spur.
The
It's
who?
Big
Did you say
Big
Cock
Spur.
Commander?
That's what they named it originally. They
That sounds
renamed
like a
the live.
porn movie or something.
They renamed. So they had this big controversy a couple of weeks ago where they were going to rename the live mascot. Okay, because you got Mike the Tiger at LSU.
I'm talking about the one that runs around on the field, not the damn.
Hold on. Because they have a live mascot. Okay. It was called Big Spur Sir Spur or something.
Yeah.
Well, they had this big controversy that they're going to rename it. Well, the name that they came up with was Cock Commander. Who comes up with these names?
I don't know, man. We're going to have to pull this audio clip too. I can tell you that.
Who comes up with the... Anyway.
Oh, my God.
Number 24, Tennessee is a 6-point favorite, traveling to Pittsburgh to take on the Pitt Panthers at 2:30 on ABC, now that the show's completely gone off the rails. Nate, who do you have? Tennessee or Pittsburgh?
Hot Commander.
I quit here now.
Oh my God.
Oh, God.
We're screwed.
Oh,
We're
God.
so screwed.
Jesus. Our views have jumped
So
the opposite way.
Game, yeah, we just totally did jump, and I'm gonna give a shout out to real quick to Bum on this, because if Bum was here right now to say something about this upcoming game with the Volunteers.
Oh, he'd still be. Look, Nate. Let's be real. He'd still be ranting and raving about South Carolina and Cock Commander.
Yeah, I know. But anyways, going to this game, Pitt, Tennessee. A lot of people say, "Hey, Tennessee is going to be a tough team this year." A lot of people are saying, Tennessee's going to bring in a lot of upsets. Maybe not so much mustard. Maybe unless you're low on mustard, always go to a Tennessee game.
Or golf balls.
Or golf balls, either or. But going to this game, it's going to be a great game. I have been tuning in with Tennessee here lately to see what trying to scout them out a little bit, and Tennessee does looks good. They've got a lot of players on that team that have shown a lot of. It's going to be a challenge to a lot of teams. Hayden Hooker is one of them. Last year he did all right towards the end of the season, and then coming into this new season, he's just done phenomenal. I'll give him credit. And, I am an Alabama fan. I'm sitting here giving credit to Tennessee, but
what the hell's wrong with you?
It's out of respect because of the rivalry between Alabama and Tennessee. But this is out of respect. Tennessee is going to be a tough matchup for anybody that plays them. Now I'm going to give it to Pitt because Pitt's going to be at home, and we all saw anybody that did not watch the Pitt West Virginia game, which was an amazing freaking game, dude.
No pun intended, but that was a brawl.
That was like
hell of a way to start the college football season off.
And I do not think Tennessee's ready to put the gloves on and fight Pitt, because Pitt is on they're out to prove something this year. And so yeah, I'm gonna take Pitt in this one. But it's going to be, you know what? No, I ain't going to do it. Forget it. I'm going to say it. I might get struck down by lightning. So if I go off air, I'm sorry, guys. I'm going with Tennessee and the Volunteers in this game. Oh, God, I think my heart just, yeah, I'm picking Tennessee in this game. They're going to upset Pitt.
So before you give your pick, Wes, let me ask you guys a question. MC posed this question to me. It's been a couple of weeks, but who's been more overhyped, Hooker or Rattler?
Oh, Rattler, no question.
Oh, Rattler.
No question.
Okay.
Straight up. They had this man picked as him and Beamer was gonna lead South Carolina to the promised land, pretty much.
All 12 points of it.
Yeah, he's leading straight down to the garbage can and to the
and
trash.
You know,
That's what he's doing.
So the cool thing about it is, on our way back is we listened to the actual game. I think it was the Gamecock play-by-play on Learfield, and there's nothing about the South Carolina team and Spencer Rattler impressed me at all. But I can't rightfully pick Tennessee. Give me the Pitt Panthers.
So did y'all know that this is the first time Pitt will ever host a SEC team at home? First time ever. It's the fourth time between these two schools. Pitt and head coach Josh Heupel have a little bit of a history. They faced each other in 2020, and then 2019. I'm sorry, 2018, 2019. Pitt actually leads this overall series 3-0. I think this is going to be a quarterback battle. Caden Slovis over there at Pitt was 16-24 for 308 yards and a touchdown against West Virginia last week. It's the highest passing yardage by a Pitt quarterback in a season opener since 1998. I tell you, one key to last year's game was Pitt sacked the quarterback 5 times. I don't think that it's going to work like that this week. I think Hayden Hooker is very, very talented. I think this Tennessee offense is it's a motor, and it's just running. It's just a very fast-paced, highly prolific offense. I'm going to take Tennessee in this game. I think Tennessee is going to go on the road and get what I think will be a big win against Pitt. Pitt's a good football team. I'm not taking anything from Pitt. I think that Pat Narduzzi does a good job there. He called out ESPN a little bit, I think, in a kind of shitty way last week. But give me Tennessee to get the win and start off 2-0 before they come home and take on Akron. And then they've got a very close one on the 24th against Florida. But yeah, give me UT.
I think we lost Wes there for a minute.
I'm good.
No,
Okay, so real quick before we move on to the next game, and we've got 3 games left, do you guys know what these two schools and the University of Arkansas have in common?
These two and Arkansas,
Pitt,
and Arkansas.
Pitt, Tennessee, and Arkansas all have one thing in common when it comes to these 3 schools. Now, and it ties into where I'm heading with this question. So if you guys don't know, I'll go ahead and answer. Johnny Majors. This game is called the Johnny Majors Classic.
It is.
What is Arkansas's ties to Johnny Majors? He was an assistant coach here from 64 to 67. He was part of the coaching staff when Arkansas won the national championship. I actually got the honor of meeting him 6 months prior to him passing away. So that was pretty sweet. But this is called the Johnny Majors Classic. Coach Majors served 2 times as coach of the Pitt Panthers. And, of course, he was a halfback for the University of Tennessee when he played in college. So a little bit of a tidbit there. All right, next one up is the Memphis Tigers travel to Annapolis, and take on the Navy Midshipmen. Memphis is a 6-point favorite. That is a 2:30 kick on the CBS Sports Network. And Nate, give me your pick. Is the Memphis Tigers going to be in the win column, or does the Midshipmen sail off with the victory? No pun intended.
So let me tell you this real quick. All right, Navy got beat last week by Delaware. If Memphis doesn't come in here, straighten up after that horrible performance, and Wes, I'm saying it, against Mississippi State and lose this game Ryan Silverfield is definitely going to be in the hot seat for me next week. You have to come in knowing that Navy's going to run down your throat. That triple option is what they do best at Navy. Ryan Silverfield, in the game against Mississippi State, let Will Rogers put up Heisman numbers. All you had to do was contain the quarterback, put pressure on the quarterback. That's it. You had to have the defense in sync. So I'm hoping Ryan Silverfield took that game as an example of what to do and fix all the mistakes going into this game against Navy. Yes, Navy is going to be at home. But I'm going to tell you right now that Ryan Silverfield is going to change his game up on this one. I see that Memphis beats Navy, and I'm choosing Memphis in this game because they're going to need this win. So I'm backing the Tigers on this, and I hope the Tigers don't let me regret this because I picked last week the Tigers were going to beat Mississippi State, and I was so mad watching that game. But coming in against Navy, this is a chance for the Tigers to redeem themselves, the defense to redeem themselves, and that offense to do something. When you look at this game, guys, Seth Hennigan's gotta do put up some numbers in this game, but not just him. This whole offense, Brandon Thomas, every single one of the Tigers' D line has to step up and stop this run. They're going to run the ball. They might throw every once in a while, but it's going to be a run. So it's going to test out that linebacker, the linebackers, and the D line for this Memphis Tiger team. So give me the Tigers in this. I'm hoping they fix them mistakes from last game, and I hope they come in here with the win because let me tell you something. If they do not win this game, and I'm going to call it early, Arkansas State will beat them next week.
That's juicy right there. Damn.
All right.
Am I up next?
Sure, why not?
I got something to say to the Tiger faithful.
Oh, crap.
Was the Mississippi State game pretty? No. They stormed the Tigers, no pun intended. There was a 2.5-hour rain delay. But let's really sit back and look at the season as a whole. Did that game really matter in the grand scheme of things? No, it didn't. It didn't. You've got to win Saturday. Saturday is the most important game of your season. It's a conference game. And if you win this game, your entire season is still attainable. Conference championship still attainable. The 9th bowl game in school history in a row is still attainable. All your season goals are still there. Why bitch? You got your ass kicked. That's what happened. You went to Starkville and got drummed. You played better second half, but you got your ass kicked first half. Silverfield will tell you that. Any Memphis fan that was there will tell you that. I wasn't there. I was watching on TV in my recliner at 1 o'clock in the morning. I knew we got our ass kicked. But you've got to get back on your horse and go support your football team. You got to get back on your horse and go support this coaching staff. Speaking of the coaching staff, you've got not one, but 2 brand new coordinators on this staff. That's an adjustment. Things just don't magically start working beautifully. Whole new defense. We go to a 4-3 this year instead of the 3-4. I think it's going to benefit us this week against Navy with that rushing, with that triple option. One thing about the triple option, Nathan, I know you know this. We ran it in high school. It's all man coverage, and you've got to make sure that you've got your man. As long as you stick your man, you're fine. And if you go back and look at this game from a historical standpoint for the Memphis Tigers over the past 2 seasons, something about this Navy game has woken up our defense. I don't know if it's the transition from covering a spread team to going to the triple option or what, but something about this game seems to click for our defense. Keep in mind, the last time we beat them there was the first time we'd ever beat them in Annapolis. It's the 8th meeting all time between these 2 schools. And I tell you what, I think Memphis gets the win, and I think it's a major win. I think Memphis makes a statement Saturday in Annapolis. I think Memphis wins this game 42-10 Saturday. I think the offense starts clicking again. We saw last week Javon Ducker from Northern Illinois, the MAC freshman of the year last year, 1 run, 1 damn touchdown. Give that kid the ball. I posted on Facebook immediately after he scored that touchdown. Feed that kid the football. You've got Brandon Thomas in there as well as a dynamic duo at the running back position. You look on the outside, you've got Javon Ivory, you've got Gabriel, you've got numerous other weapons for this team. Seth Hennigan's got to play well. The offensive line has got to get better. They've got to give Seth protection in order for him to find his wide receivers. He can't run around there like a chicken with his head cut off and expect this team to be successful because it's not going to happen. I think Memphis gets the win. I think, like I said, I think they win big. I think the Tigers win 42-10 and then come back home and get things right against Arkansas State the next week. Zach, I think this is a big game for Memphis. It's a big game for this program. You've got
absolutely.
Everybody's like, "Oh, it's a big game for the program. You're playing Navy, really?" Yeah, it's a big game for the program. You got to get 1-1. You can't start the season 0-2. You start the season 0-2. Silverfield's in hot shit. Now the thing is, he's got a little bit of a excuse. He's got 2 new coordinators. Now, if you look at it historically, Zach, when a coach hires 2 new coordinators, what does that generally do? It generally gives him what? About a year of safe?
Gives him a year. Sometimes 2.
Sometimes 2, right. So I was about to say.
Maybe sometimes in certain situations, Hog fans, 18 months.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to get it going. Give Matt Barnes. Everybody's jumping all over Silverfield. You can't jump on Silverfield. He wasn't calling the plays. He wasn't calling the offensive plays. He's not calling the defensive plays. And I don't want to hear, well, he's the head coach. He used to make the final decision. No, he doesn't. Silverfield lets his assistants call the plays. That's how he does it. That's how he's done it the whole time he's been there. It's how Norvell did it. Norvell did not call the offensive plays. They ran through Norvell. He made the final call as of yes, run, yes, no, whatever. But the offensive line guy, I don't understand why our offensive line is having so many issues since he's been here for the past 3 years. We've got to get this fixed. I think they get it fixed Saturday at 2:30 on CBS Sports. I think, like I said, Memphis. I think Tigers win this game 42-10. Also, speaking of Memphis, I will be on the Mighty 990 KWAM tomorrow night, roughly around 9 to 9:30 at night. It's late night. Talking Tiger football. If you guys want to listen, go to the Mighty 990 AM there in Memphis, Tennessee. Take a listen. As soon as it's done, I will get it posted out from them. But thank you very much to the Mighty 990 for getting 4-Star Sports Media on your radio network there in Memphis to talk all things Tiger football.
My turn.
Go ahead.
So last year's meeting in Memphis was a 35-17 win for the Memphis Tigers. Now, here's the deal. Memphis held Navy to just 241 total yards of offense, 4 sacks for the Tiger defense. Seth Hennigan had one of his best games, 8 for 12 for 215 yards and 2 touchdowns, only 1 interception. Eddie Lewis had a game-high 92 yards on 3 receptions with the touchdown. Guys, looking at it this year, Navy just doesn't have the pieces. It was 14-7 against Delaware in Annapolis last week. Give me the Tigers.
I agree completely, man. What we got up next, Zach?
All right, we got 2 games left. This one's an interesting one only because of the way Florida played last week. You got number 12 Florida, a 6-point favorite, traveling to Lexington to take on the number 20 Kentucky Wildcats. That is a primetime matchup on ESPN. Give me the Gators.
You mean the Gators are going to play a basketball school? Wow, that's cool.
Hey,
Blue blood. This is a big game for Kentucky, and it's even bigger since Florida beat Utah. It was going to be a big game regardless. This is
Wes. Here's
the thing, over, and that's Florida.
Here's the thing, though. I'm going to pick on Nate for a second. If Florida is back, they're going to be able to handle Kentucky. But here's where everybody's going to trip up. They're going to think, okay, they're going to go into Lexington, and if they lose, it doesn't matter how they lose, doesn't matter the score. If they lose, period, everybody's going to think, oh, that Utah win was a complete fluke.
And I mean, I'll be honest with you, I question unranked to number 12 in the country. I think that's a major leap. I think that's a major leap.
Okay, so
here's the thing. If you beat number 7 and you beat them by 30 points, I understand the jump. But you didn't. You beat them by what? 2 or whatever the final score was. It wasn't much.
Now I'm gonna come to the defense of that. The same thing happened to Arkansas last year when they played Texas. They jumped to number 8 in the country.
True.
Okay, even I thought that was an overranking. Even I said that, and y'all know me. I love my Hogs, and it's like top 10. We weren't worthy of that, and it showed.
Right.
It showed. So yeah, the top 12 rank, the number 12 ranking, a little too high. I'd have put them in the 15 through 25, or 15 through 20, maybe the 20 to 25 range. If that score was a little bit given it was, you said 3 points, Nate?
Yeah, 3 points.
Yeah, I'd have put them in the 20 to 25 range.
Yeah. But with that being said, I'm all about some Billy Napier, man. I like this guy. He did a great job at Louisiana. I'm really shocked that LSU just didn't go right up the road and get him. I really am. I think that's another thing. I think a lot of LSU fans see how the Florida State game turned out, and then they turn and look in what Billy Napier's doing with Florida. A little bit of pissed offness, but give me Florida, man. I think Florida wins by 10 points.
Really? Double digits, 10 points?
Yeah, I think they win by 10.
All right. Nate, how about you, sir?
All right, so when you look at this matchup, you got 2 great quarterbacks on both sides of the ball. Will Levis on one side, Anthony Richardson on the other. But the thing is, what's going to come down to is the defense that comes into this game. But what I'm going to go with is I still back this Florida team up. Napier's got these guys playing at a whole different level type of ball. I know that they'll say, well, if they come in and lose, like Zach, I'm going to go off of what you said. If they lose to Kentucky, well, the Utah game was like, yes and no. I mean, how many times has Alabama lost one game and still ended up in the playoff? I mean, how many times has any team lost toward the season and ended up winning out? Here's the thing. Here's the thing. This is a tough Kentucky team this year. They had Kentucky as one of the teams that could possibly upset Georgia this year. I mean, they had Tennessee, a team that they're picking. Could Kentucky will knock off Tennessee? Kentucky will do this. They had Kentucky picked right by. They have Kentucky picked to go on the East to be right underneath Georgia. And I just after watching the Kentucky play Miami of Ohio, I didn't see it. I did not see it. Will Levis had a great game, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. And I know, they had the defense looked all right. You had Robinson going for over 100 yards. Tavion Robinson had over 180-something yards receptions. And
the swamp was lit, buddy. They were freaking lit.
It was lit. And Napier said that the credits the Florida crowd for the roll in the win and everything. You can see the interview that he had when he talks about it. Now, I think this crowd is still going to be hyped up for Florida. And if you know what, there ain't no if about it. Florida goes in, beats them. I'm going to say I'll back Wes up 10 points. Actually, no, you know what? I won't. He gets out of this close game, beats him by 3, just like he did Utah.
So one thing about this game is, at what point are Kentucky fans and the Kentucky administration going to get tired of just squeaking by and getting a bowl bid? When is it?
I think the fan base is pretty happy. I mean,
Yeah,
Kentucky's only won 10 games 4 times in school history, and they've done it twice under Mark Stoops.
Well, you also got to understand this: Kentucky's always been the basketball school. It was always basketball. Well, now they got football to cheer about, and the football program's been lit for these past couple of seasons.
Yeah.
So you have to, give credit where credit's due, and if you have a I'm not saying Kentucky's going to have a losing season this year. That's not going to happen. They will be in a bowl, and who knows? They could be in a New Year's Six bowl for all we know.
Yeah, those bowl projections, I don't know if you've seen them. Those bowl projections are pretty outlandish right now.
Oh, I hadn't seen it. I did see where the Liberty Bowl was saying Texas were going to come. That's interesting.
Arkansas, they're projecting Arkansas to take on Michigan State in the Citrus Bowl.
Be a nice bowl game, actually.
Nice bowl game. Final game of the night, number 9 Baylor travels to Provo to take on number 21 BYU. Both are undefeated at 1-0. BYU is a 3-point favorite because they're at home. 9:15 on ESPN.
It's a late.
Give me the Baylor Bears. The Bears.
Guys, did you know this is a future Big 12 matchup?
Yep.
Future Big 12 matchup adds a little bit of intrigue to the bowl game. Baylor beat them last year 38-24 in Waco. They did play in Provo back in 84, where the Cougars would go on to win 47-13 en route to their perfect season back in 84. I tell you guys, it's the 4th time in these two schools' history that they've played. There's something about this BYU team at home in Provo that's dangerous to me. I don't know what it is. It's something about the aura of that stadium, LaBelle Edwards Stadium there in Provo. Give me BYU to get the win against Baylor, and I think they win 38-17.
Jesus.
Wait a minute. Who are you picking?
BYU. He's got BYU 38-17. I've got Baylor.
The Fighting Mormons beat up on the Bears. And on that note, I'll give you one of these.
I'd love to see this again.
Look. No, Wes. That's not what's going to happen. Baylor is going to smack the shit out of BYU at home. BYU has no idea what they're getting into.
Wes, you're going to have to put an expletive warning on this podcast.
They are. All of them. It's on there anyway.
Anybody that watched Baylor play Ole Miss in the bowl game last year, this is the same Baylor team. This Baylor team is nasty.
They are.
And they're going to run in the Big 12 this year. And I'm going to give it right now. I'm going to say it right now. BYU doesn't stand a chance. Baylor is going to come into this game ready to just put up just little – it's going to be like a practice game to them. And
Wow.
I'm saying it like that.
Wow.
Baylor's going to come in and just run all over BYU. BYU doesn't stand a chance against Baylor, and I'm saying it right now. Yeah, any BYU fans out there that listen in,
I'm sure we got a lot.
Yeah, hate me or love me, but the quarterback at BYU, Blake Shapen, I think.
Boy can play.
Yeah, he can play.
They got a star wide receiver too.
And he's a sophomore. And you're talking about Baldwin.
No, I'm talking about it starts with an N. Nical is his last name.
Oh yeah. I know who you're talking about now. But it's not even going to be a competition, dude. And Zach, don't take this, but I don't even know why we're focusing on this game. This ain't going to be an upset. This is going to be like a spanking. They're going to send BYU home to their mama crying.
All right, let me ask you this.
For the record, Nate, Wes made me pick that game.
So let me ask you a question. Who takes the bigger ass kicking this week? Texas or in your opinion, is it Baylor?
I can answer that one.
Wait a minute. Who takes the biggest one between who?
Between Texas and Baylor.
Baylor.
Baylor ain't getting their butt spanked. What you talking about?
I tried to get him. I tried.
BYU's getting that butt spanked.
No, but
BYU better get ready to call Baylor daddy after this game.
Oh, whoa. Well, at least they can't call him wife. They got more than one. Go ahead.
Yeah.
God, we are completely off the rails tonight.
We're almost over. It's almost done.
But so here's a thought to ponder. Baylor is the team to beat in the Big 12 because, as everybody knows, Texas and Oklahoma are coming to the SEC as early as next year. So I think, and again, this is just me. Don't take this for any kind of worth. This is just me thinking out loud here. You're not going to see Texas and OU win the Big 12. I think it's going to be Baylor because they're going to be like, we're going to go to the SEC next year. Not that they're going to not that they're going to slack off, but I don't think you're going to see as much ferocity out of those two teams, and I don't think you're going to see much out of them because the move to the SEC.
Yeah, it's true.
All right, boys, we have reached the end. All good things and all crazy trains must come to an end. Thank gosh. Any final thoughts? Wes, we'll start with you, man.
Man, Zach, I'm just looking forward to another exciting week of college football. There's storylines and content everywhere. Every single game has got such intriguing storylines. More games that are being played than just the ones we've gone over tonight. But just the specific games we've gone over tonight, those games are going to be very, very exciting to watch go through the weekend. And I mean, I'm just looking forward to seeing what happens and what crazy stuff we talk about next week.
Nate, any final thoughts before we wrap this bad boy up?
Yeah, here's my final thought. Why couldn't Alabama and Texas just play at the Cowboy Stadium? Because that's probably the biggest action the Dallas Cowboys and AT&T Stadium is going to get to see.
Oh, I have one more final thought, too. I'm sorry. Since he brought up Alabama, Texas, it made me click in my brain. So why is Fox's Big Noon and College Game Day both at the same freaking stadium?
Yep.
And then it's not even on. It's not even on ABC. It's on Fox. I don't understand.
Because I can explain it. I can explain it. Big Noon Saturday is part of the Big 12. It is a home game. It is a home game for Texas because they are in the Big 12. That's why. If it was at Alabama, it would be on the SEC network or ESPN.
Right.
And game day would still be there because it is a national unaffiliated program.
And the reason, look, they're hyping this game up so much, and this would be my last take on it.
It's the same reason SEC Nation was in Fayetteville week 1.
Right.
And the same reason last year that Fox Big Noon Saturday did their pregame show from Fayetteville last year when Texas came to town.
Yeah.
True.
I mean, see, the thing is, there's so much hype in this Texas-Alabama game. It's all over. Fox has been airing that preview of that game
for weeks.
For weeks now, hyping it up to. There's been trash talk, Twitter going crazy.
It's the same situation surrounding A&M Alabama.
Right.
Okay. So much of that talk and so much buildup leading into the season. Those were the marquee games that that generated the most buzz. But again, it's the same thing. SEC Nation was here last year for the Texas game. All right. So was Big Noon Saturday, but it was on SEC Network because it was here. Had that been in Texas, had that been in Austin, it would have been on the Big Noon Saturday kickoff. Their primetime games, their biggest games are the 11 noon kickoffs.
Good point.
It's not like the SEC where you get the 2:30 time slot, or now since we've signed that big freaking contract with ABC, the 6:30 time slot, okay, or a 7 o'clock time slot on ESPN. That's where all that's coming into play. Not to mention, game day is going to be there because one, it's Alabama and Texas, okay, and they're national, unaffiliated with any conference kind of pregame show. So they can go. Hell, if they wanted to, they could go to Provo and beat BYU and Baylor if they wanted to.
Yeah, that's true.
So
Good point.
there
Good
you
point.
go. Big week of college football. Man, I have had an absolute blast with both of y'all and looking forward to it. Whoo, boy, 11 o'clock is going to be early in 2 days. I'm not getting any younger. I'm realizing that I'm realizing these trips to Fayetteville are taking more out of me than I thought they would.
Dude, I live in Fayetteville, and that game took a lot of me last week. It took me 35 minutes to get to the house. I live 7 miles from the stadium.
Yeah, and they're hoping to fix that. I got with Razorback Transit. I'm sorry, I got with one of my but that's going to do it for us on the College Football Roundtable. Woo! It has been a long night. NFL season has officially kicked off, and week 2 will kick off on Saturday. Actually, kick off tomorrow with something at the end of the week. But week 2 officially kick off for the NCAA college football on Saturday. For Wes Pruitt and Nathan Wilson, I'm Razorback Zach. Until next time, so long, everybody.